What's going on, guys? So in front of me, you were looking at two American trucks. We have the GMC Denali. That's a 2023 model. This is our truck. We bought this one. And then we have a press vehicle, which is a 2025 Ram 1500 Limited. Now, both of these trucks have two very different style of multi-purpose tailgates. They both have some really great pros. They both have some advantages over the other, and we're going to discuss these. On my channel, we have dove deep into the tailgate wars. I've given you comparisons between the GM, Ford, and Toyota tailgate. I've showed you this split tailgate system from Ram, and now Ford even has their own version of a split tailgate system on the F-150. Neither of the tailgates in front of you have an auto up feature, so that's an area where Ford kind of leads. Some people might consider that to be a little too techy, but on your top trim trucks from Ford, you can get a power up feature, which is actually pretty cool, and it comes in really handy if your hands are full and you want to lift your tailgate up without having to go inside, drop off whatever you were carrying, and then come back out and lift your tailgate up. In, the event that there's a tropical storm coming through, like Beryl, and it's a torrential downpour and you are carrying supplies into the house, lifting your tailgate up might not be a trip you want to make outside. So I can see advantages to that, and it's already come in handy for me. I've used that feature so many times on the truck, more than I ever thought I would. That said, today we are going to be comparing these two tailgates, the GMC Denali multi-pro tailgate versus the Ram Limited multi-purpose tailgate. This is going to be the same tailgate that you get on the Chevy, and the GMC multi-pro tailgate goes by the multi-flex tailgate if you have a Chevy truck. Anyways, let's see how these two tailgates stack up against each other. Hang tight, I'll be right back. Okay, so the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to start with the GMC. I'm going to go through all the functions of the tailgate, and then we'll do the same with the Ram, and we'll talk about the benefits of each function as we go through it. So again, 2023 GMC Denali. Bottom button controls the main tailgate. Top button controls just the top section. I can open the top section independently by pressing this button, and that drops down. You can use this as a work surface, relatively shallow, not flat because you have the ridges. But you can prop this up and use it as a load stop. Basically, if you have something that's long in there, like a piece of lumber, this keeps it from sliding off the back of the truck, but you still want to secure it down. Once you have that in place, you can drop, the whole tailgate comes down, and you have a normal tailgate. You can also use this as a load stop, so anything that's inside there won't slide past it, which is nice. And you can drop the main tailgate down. You can pop that open. You can get this with a kicker system or with blanks, so you can put your own lights and things like we did. We installed those lights in the back of the truck. Now you have a step to get into the bed, as well as a handle to help you get into the bed. So a lot of function here, right? There's a lot of different things that come in handy. What I like most about this, and what I use the most, would definitely be the step. So this is really convenient. We've used it as a bench before, where you put it like this and you can sit on the tailgate and have a place to put your feet. Or you can lift this part up like that and get really close to the bed of your truck. So if you need to reach in and grab something, it's a lot closer than standing back here. Now, this is more of a difference on a heavy-duty truck, in my opinion, because this half-ton truck sits relatively low to the ground. So even if it was a full-length tailgate, I have quite a bit of room to lean over it. When you get to 3/4 ton and up trucks, the tailgates sit a lot higher, like significantly higher. Or if you go to like your AT4 or Trail Boss trucks, your tailgate is going to sit higher. Now, this is a four-wheel drive truck, but it certainly doesn't sit as high as some of those vehicles. And with those trucks having the multi-pro tailgate, the section drop down in the center can certainly be a really, really important thing if you want to reach deeper into your truck. But that is the GMC/Chevy multi-pro multi-flex tailgate. Now let's move to the Ram. So on the Ram, you also have some really cool features built in. You have a step down here, which can actually help you even if you're not using the tailgate. I can reach in, pull that out, and if I have something in the bed of the truck and I don't have a bed cover on, I can climb over and grab it. So that's nice. The entire rear bumper is a very convenient step, so that's also nice when getting in and out. I can open the tailgate this way, and this gives you really, really great close-up access to the bed of your truck. Like, you pretty much can go right up to the bed of your truck, which is super nice and super convenient, especially when you're loading things, so you don't have to get them on the tailgate and slide them in. This is super convenient to get things in and out of the bed, which I've already demonstrated before. I really like this setup. The challenge is it doesn't necessarily make sense to use this setup when it's open. Basically, you don't want to have your gate open. You run into scenarios where that's not feasible, and again, you just don't have any real way to secure this open if you're driving down the road, so it's just not a good idea. So in this configuration, the tailgate is only good for getting you close to the bed of the truck. It's not good for having it extend out past the back if you want to load something that's really long and you're loading it with the gate open like this. Now that said, if I close this all up, I can open the tailgate in a traditional manner. They both have remote tailgate drops. They're both dampened, so they both drop slowly. And in this configuration, it's a normal tailgate, right? I can use this just like any traditional tailgate. And like I was mentioning before, because this truck sits relatively low, I can reach pretty far in. But let me give you an example of how much further I can reach in the GMC. So right now, both of these trucks are pretty much at the same height. The Ram is maybe an inch higher. But if I reach in and lean all the way forward, I can barely touch the back of that fender. On the GMC, because this drops down so close, I can pretty much reach to half of the fender. That is really cool. So yeah, the ability for the center of that tailgate to drop is definitely a huge advantage. Now, loading the truck up, again, with the tailgate up, opening it up where it swings out, you can reach further into the Ram than you can the GMC. Let me demonstrate. Now, I can pretty much reach way ahead of the fender, or at least way ahead of the midpoint, into the bed of this truck, which is really nice. And that is actually a pretty big perk if you're loading things like that. But with the GMC, I can load things like that, and I can still use it like a normal tailgate if I want. But what do you guys think? What do you all think is the better tailgate? Which one of these? You know, this has the cool step to help you get on board, so it's very easy to get onto this truck. This one has the step when flipped down to get on board. This has corner steps, which I absolutely love. I think those are a huge advantage over the Ram. You can kind of do this a similar way, but you have to drop that step down, then you climb up here onto the bumper. So there are some advantages here. You don't have to climb as far if you're utilizing that. But they both have really useful features. I would definitely say the GMC has more useful features than the Ram, though. That's my opinion. When you compare them to Ford, if you're comparing the half-ton, it has a similar split gate like that, so it gives you a lot of function there. It has kind of a center step similar to this. It's really a very similar tailgate to the Ram, to be honest. Ram kind of pioneered it. I think Ford kind of copied it. But then you look at the GMC, and this is an entirely different take on tailgates, and I've actually grown to really like this tailgate. I actually like it over the Ford tailgate that I have on my Super Duty. I wish that it had the... Basically, if I could take this tailgate and combine it with the features of the Super Duty, it'd be the perfect tailgate. It is a little heavy, but if you had the auto up feature, it would definitely be kind of the perfect tailgate, to be honest with you. I think at first I was skeptical of this, but after owning it for over a year and also reviewing it several times, I've grown to really like the multi-pro and the multi-flex tailgate from GM and Chevrolet, and I honestly believe it is the best tailgate on the market right now. Anyways, I would love your feedback. Please provide a comment below. Let me know what you all think. Give me your thoughts. If you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.